All right, welcome back to another Clearmud live stream. Today we vibe. Working on a few things, and yeah, without squirrel ado, let's get straight into it. So I wanted to have Gemini take a crack at redesigning our website for clearmud.ai. So we're just kind of seeing what it does, and I gave it a few rules, but I've had a lot of requests for the video props that I'm building out for each video now. It's a new kind of automation with my executive assistant Muddy, where he preps these visual guides. Now, I'm starting to realize, based off of feedback and just, thinking more about it, it's like I should share those video props in a resources tab on the website. However, the website's tech stack is very vanilla. It's very basic because it's hosted on SiteGround. And I can't host certain tech stacks there. So I kind of worked with SiteGround when I initially built it out. But now I'm thinking, it's time to rebuild it. It's time for a fresh look. So we're working on that today. And then I think what we'll do is we'll incorporate OAuth into a prompt browser as well, so that we can start creating mechanisms to save prompts. And then we'll improve the logic here as well. So how's everyone doing today? What's up, Raymond? Let's vibe. Let's go. Yeah, today's a chill day. 2 days a week for the rest of the month, I'm essentially gonna be up all night. And that's Wednesday night, Thursday night. I go to bed when the sun comes up. It's not ideal, but it's just through the end of the month. And then once I'm back in a different time zone next month, it'll be a lot different. I can get back to going to bed around 10, 11 p.m. and waking up at 5 or 6. But man, today I did not set an alarm. I think I woke up at like 2:30. I got 7 hours of sleep roughly. And that's why I delayed this by 30 minutes, just to give myself a little bit more time to wake up. And we're drinking some coffee here. Yo, what's up, Young Dream? Hey, happy to hear this. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I know this time it's good for some, bad for others. Maybe once I'm back stateside, we start streaming. I want to keep my stream times the same to keep it consistent, right? But maybe we start incorporating different sessions throughout the week. So kind of just figuring things out as we go here. What's everyone working on this week? I'm curious. Ooh, nice. I'd love to hear more about it. What's your approach? Are you taking the approach of what a lot of people call a second brain, or? Oh wow, look at that. When you double click on the left menu bar in CMux, it just opens up a new terminal. That's a nice little hotkey. Interesting. Very curious to see what this build does. And in the meantime, let's also start looking at some inspiration. I was briefly I like looking at VO initially for templates, looking at kind of what they have on here, getting ideas. So since our site's more of a blog/portfolio mix, I think this is the move. Oh, this blog looks really cool. Looks like an official blog. Yeah, we're gonna improve our blog section on the website as well. Make it look more like this. I don't know how I feel about the breaking news. Actually, that is actually a kind of a cool banner feature to promote certain things that we're doing, Hey, what's up, Tracy? Thanks for tuning in. I believe I just saw a comment on a video there for you as well. I appreciate the feedback, I'm figuring things out as I go, so let me know about that video quality if you are the person I think that left that comment. I tested across a number of different resolutions, and the video's fine. Screenshots are clear. The only time it's blurry for me is when the video quality output is set to low. So try making that adjustment, and as I mentioned in the comment, and for everybody watching, right, I'm gonna start including all of the video props that I have Muddy make me on the website, on the new version of the website, which I plan to push live sometime next week. This weekend, I'm gonna take a few days off, take a little road trip. I don't think I might take my laptop, I might not, depends. Just disconnect for about 24 hours, at least minimum. It's good to do that because in this industry, it's easy to stay locked in 24/7. And I've learned from past careers that, or my past career, it's like, I can't just go all in 24/7. There has to be some type of disconnect. There has to be some type of, touch the grass, so to speak, moments throughout the week and throughout the month. So, but we've been, man, I'm very happy with the progress we've made on this channel and the learning experience on that boot camp as well. It's been a lot of fun. So I'm approaching this is, I have that idea that I put it in my shop OP. And 3 of my agents help me flesh it out with details, features, and what it will take to have an MP. Okay, nice. Very nice. So you're essentially creating like a methodology, right? That they're gonna operate off of for everything you share, like all the ideas you feed it. That's really cool. What are you using as far as your model for like building out this methodology? One little tip I have if you want it is, if you are inspired by a number of different YouTube videos, go use Notebook LM. I made a video on it a while back, and I'm realizing I need to make more videos on Google tools because they're slept on. But Notebook LM is very powerful, where you can just feed it a bunch of YouTube transcripts, and it'll summarize everything for you. And then you can pull that document, right? You can export that into a doc, feed it to your agent, right? And you can pull methodologies from YouTube videos, essentially. Or you manually, with your OC agent, you can say, hey, use YTDLP, go download this transcript or number of transcripts, and create a methodology based off of what's discussed in these videos, right? I use Opus 4.6 when I do this in the CLI, and it saves a lot of time. It saves a lot of time taking this approach. So when all the agents agree that it's good, I'll get notified that they're ready to create. Nice, nice. I like it. Okay, right on, right on. Oh, okay. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. That's what I'm here for. I'm just trying to be helpful. So thank you. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the feedback. It's very helpful. I take, as long as it's constructive, right? There's some comments that are just like, golly, like why even take the time to leave such a comment if it's not going to be constructive? But that's the world we live in. So I'm here for it. Hey, what's up, finance? How you doing today? Yeah, today we vibing. Let's go check on Gemini's. So Gemini wants to build on Astro. I've played with Astro before. A lot of big companies use it. So we'll see what the build looks like, really. Okay, right on. Yeah, I don't use it enough. I go through like phases of tools where, I don't use every tool every day. The tools I use every day, obviously, are my OC setups, as well as Claude, Gemini, and Codex. I use those frequently in the CLI because I still do a lot of builds outside of my OC agent. I still like working that way. Right on. Yeah, so I'm about to, I think here in April, when I build out my financial and legal advisor, OC agent, that one I'm not going to share publicly. However, the lessons I learned from building that, I might turn into a boot camp where we build a financial and legal advisor OC agent setup. I'm not too thrilled about that idea because I don't want to mislead people into thinking like this replaces lawyers and financial advisors. Like, listen, I'm sure it can, but that takes us into like the legal and financial realm, which this channel's not about that, right? We're about making AI simple and easy to use. So, but I am building out my own agent for that particular use case, and I'm excited for that one. I'm still in the planning mode, but as soon as I get back to my server rack in California, I'll have enough resources to deploy, upwards of 12 OC agents. So, or OC gateways rather, with multi-agent setups in each gateway. But GPT 5.4, I'm going to work on a comparison next week. We're going to compare GPT 5.4 and Opus 4.6, but we're going to do it in a unique way. I want to build a web app that has each AI roast each other. I want to see. It's more of a personality test than anything. But I'm still working out the details of that build. Ooh. Gotta say, I think I said this earlier this week, but I am excited to start streaming when I'm actually 9 a.m. Pacific, because that means I can have a French press right next to me and drinking a couple cups of coffee while we stream. All right. Let's set up OAuth via convex. I'm not even gonna, I just wanna like take the simple approach. It's gonna explore the project state. I could have resumed an old session, but let's take the beginner approach. It's gonna analyze the code base for us. Oh yeah, and today, for anybody curious, I think in about 3 hours and 15 minutes, my automation runs. I love that this works. I do have to fine tune it a little bit because I was looking at my live stream, the past 2 live streams. So this one, all the metadata will automatically upload. So let's go see. This is all automatic, right? I have a certain command in Clearmud OS that downloads the transcript, analyzes the voice, the tone of the live stream, and then creates a SEO optimized description with timestamps, all autonomous. But it's like, it's adding, pretty much anything we discuss, it adds as a tool featured. Oh, this is something it's not doing that we have to dial in. It's not adding the related video links. Okay. All right, so we have to improve our / live streams command in Clearmud OS. For the most part, you do a great job with the timestamps, with tools we discuss, resources, etc. However, when it gets to related videos, you don't link the video that you discuss. I think that we need to add steps into our workflow. I think this is first, we need to fix the / live stream command. And then we need to update the skill associated with this cron that updates each live stream 48 hours after the live stream. So let's add that to our list. Let's just add a new note here. This is for my infra Saturday, so I'm gonna Clearmud OS lives. All right. Ooh, what the hell happened here? I don't like this. Looks like it's self-improvement tried to organize my left menu bar into these sections. I do not like that. There's a reason I color coded the icons to kind of separate each section of tool. Oh, that's ugly. Yeah, we gotta fix that. Vertical menu, remove categories, colored icons, do that job. All right. Yeah, I do not like that at all. Wow. Interesting. Okay. All right, rebuild phase 1 complete. Let's see what's going on here. Transitioned the site to Astro, consolidated the data into portfolio.json, and migrated all of the blog and legal content to Markdown. The rebuild directory is now ready for your review. Blog, legal. Oh, that's right. I had all those legal documents because of Google Chrome extensions needed those. UI design, 0.js by default. Site only loads what it needs. Okay. You use our brand colors, which is great. I don't know about that Scion accent. I don't like that. Yeah, so when I asked you to rebuild the site, it was all subdirectories on the site. So let's definitely, before I even look at it, I want you to refine the bootcamp section as well. And yeah, since we pulled from Git on this project, you can just, let's keep a code base clean. I appreciate you trying to put it in its own directory, but you know, everything's on Git. So we can just pull from Git if we mess things up, or if I'm unhappy with it, I can just clear this directory, right? So yeah, move this into the root directory, make sure nothing, you know, I guess clear the root directory and then move it in there, you know, here locally, right? We're not committing to Git, we're testing locally first. All right. Yo, what's up, Alejandro? Welcome. How you doing today? What's up, Ganj? Happy Friday. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Today we're vibing. We're vibing. We had a slow start to the day, so I just had a nice little double espresso. We're having Gemini 3.1 Pro take a crack at rebuilding Clearmud.ai's website because I want to move away from the tech stack I have and the hosting I have for it. You know, I'm really thinking ahead. And we're also planning for a new resources section on the website where all of our video props that we use for all of the videos you've been noticing recently, they're all going to be deployed onto the resources tab as well. Because I can't include a lot of these prompts from the video props in the YouTube description because there is a text limit. So, and you know, I've seen many comments saying, hey, we would love access to this after the fact, right? I built it locally as a prop, right? But now I'm thinking like, wow, I think we should actually turn this into a resources tab on the website and make it available to the public. So first we're rebuilding with Gemini. I want to see what it does before I get too specific. I like testing different models to see like what their creative touch is going to be. And then set up preview on port 7755 once ready. Localhost 7755. You know, I don't have a wife, so I've observed other friends, you know, have kids, get married, so I'm aware. Wife coding, you know, I wish I could provide some more feedback here, but yeah, I feel like with vibe coding, there's less pushback. With wife coding, there's more pushback. That would probably be the key differentiator off the top of my head. Bada Baines, welcome. How you doing? Paras. I'm trying to think how I would pronounce that in Portuguese. Welcome. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. What part of Brazil? Eu tenho família lá no Campinas, São Paulo e Praia do Ubatuba. And my Portuguese it can be improved. But I'm over here in Portugal right now. I spent half my year here in Portugal, the other half in California normally. But I have been here actually a year straight in April. So coming up next month. I just never went back to California in the fall like I was supposed to. I stayed here through winter for harvest and I'm still here. I love it here. But I need to make my way to Brazil soon. I need to go see my uncles and my family there. I have a ton of family in Campinas. All right, it's ready for preview. Let's go preview this, shall we? Interesting. Okay, it literally just rebuilt it as is. I do love our portfolio, but I think it's time to kind of change this a bit. Oh wow, it straight up just rebuilt it as is. It didn't add any type of creative, like, interesting. About is dead, blog. Okay. I'm not mad at it. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I wanted a little bit of All right, hey, not a bad first go. I see you really just rebuilt it, right, with a new tech stack. I want you to add your own creative touch to this, right? Gemini 3.1 Pro, you're very good at front end, or at least I've loved all of the front end builds I've done in demos with this model. So what I'd like you to do is kind of take a unique approach, right? We want to rebuild all the key characteristics of this website, the portfolio, the about scrolls down, the context scrolls down, and then the blog is its own unique blog. I would like the blog to be more like a bento box grid. The homepage, the portfolio, I think there's something we can do to improve that. I do miss, you know, on our static site, we have that filter option, right? So you can filter if it's a web app, a website, or an extension. I think we need to have that capability in our portfolio section. Additionally, what happened to the matrix animation in the back end, or the overlay on the background? I really love that for the portfolio section. I really want to carry that over. Bootcamp, you changed it too much. I actually liked our bootcamp build, so you should try to replicate that as much as possible. And the styling and images the background image for the hero header is missing. The styling is questionable here. The padding in the frequently asked questions, I think you should just copy over that bootcamp page line for line and build it on this new tech stack because that was dialed in. I loved the pop-up modules, how everything looked, right? So you really dropped the ball on the bootcamp page. And then I want you to also build out a resources subdirectory. That's something we're going to populate when I hand this off to my OpenClaw agent. And then I think blog and the nav header menu bar should be all the way to the right. Well, bootcamp's all the way to the right. Then, so right to left, bootcamp, blog, contact, about, portfolio. Let me know if you have any questions. Additionally, we're going to be building the site. I want to use Convex as our backend because we are going to incorporate an OAuth login for free resources as well. All right, enough there. Let's go back to prompt browser. Auto accept so it doesn't hold like that. Is that accurate? I'm curious. Let's just say I joined a paid group for building OpenClaw that after the first day I realized I'm already far further along than what they offer. Yeah. Yeah, listen, I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for this comment. That's one thing that, there's a reason the bootcamp's free, is I think that information should be free. I don't think it should be paywalled. Listen, I respect the hustle of everybody out there. However, it is not my approach to extract from the community, okay? Sure. I've been asked about constantly, when are you going to start a paid community? When are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? And I want to be thoughtful about that approach. I want to make sure it brings value, right? So I never want to paywall my content. I never want to paywall videos that bring value. I never want to paywall these boot camps. They will always be free. Now, not to say I'm not going to start some type of community, but I think the community would have to be focused on helping people from start to finish actually deploy things and not just feed you old videos that aren't relevant anymore, right? I want to take a thoughtful approach, but that's not coming anytime soon. That's coming as we grow down the road. But it's my promise to you that I'm going to continue bringing value. All of my videos will never be paywalled. All of my boot camps will never be paywalled. That's my promise to you. So thank you for being here. I'm glad you found this channel. I really am. Nice. I worked at Bosch Campinas for 3 years. Lived in a small city 2 hours away from Campinas called João. That's not João. João, maybe? Is that how you pronounce it? Hey, awesome. I'm happy to hear it. Thank you. And your English is good for typing. Nice. Hey, Murilu, are you in chat? My little cousin, he lives in Brazil. He sometimes lingers in chat and then he'll randomly say something. Murilo, you got to speak up. If you're watching this, anytime you see somebody from Brazil join, you got to just comment. You got to say what's up. Come on now. Project currently has 0 auth. All convex inquiries are public. Yeah, I think we should, for this one, I think let's focus on Google, right? GitHub is, I don't know if I want to provide that OAuth for this site. I'd rather have it be a Google Auth for this one. And then maybe we explore magic links, but for traditional email auth, right? Logins. I'm all ears to your recommendations here. But keep in mind, the reason we're incorporating OAuth is so that people can come in, right? And they could log in and then start saving prompts and creating their own prompt library within the prompt browser, right? So, yeah. Let me know your thoughts based off of this kind of these new implementations that we want to incorporate here. Action required, allow all. I'll restore the original dialed in bootcamp. That's funny. Nice little attitude there. Why you gotta air quote me with the dialed in, Gemini? Come on now. It was dialed in. You don't have to quote that. Unless it's hinting that it wasn't dialed in. You know what I mean? Like, to me, excuse me. Let's go check it out. I mean, the fact that this current site, I wanted to keep it simple based off of hosting limitations, but you know, we're migrating away from this vanilla build. But this bootcamp page to me is dialed in, right? I like it. I like it a lot. Like, these pop-up modules show all the prompts. Like, it's pretty dialed in. And then Gemini comes in and rebuilds it like this. Okay, it's not gonna load because it's rebuilding right now. Yeah, we gotta wait for the styling to apply here. The worst, they have the paid how to hire an AI PDF in the group by Felix AI. I'm already, oh my God, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully you get your money back there. Any new Theo videos? I love Theo videos. I know he's got a bit of a personality to him, but I like it. I like it. I learn a lot from him. I figure out about a lot of tools from him first before you hear about it from anybody else. I mean, CMux that we're using right now, he made a video about it. That's why I'm using it, you know, testing it. But then he also does kind of respond to drama and shit going on stuff going on the timeline, you know. Oh, this seemed like this would be an interesting video. Let's get the Cliff Notes. Oh, that gives me an idea. Creating like a Cliff Notes generator for YouTube videos. Okay. Come on now. Yeah. It's missing the beat here. It's missing the beat altogether. Should we test Opus? Come on, Gemini, you usually nail it. I could take a different approach too. Let's do that. Let's make directory Clearmud Gemini. I'm going to take a different approach here. Hey, Ryan, welcome. Thanks for the comment. Yeah, so I'm not sure which one you use. I like using YTDLP. for all of my agents and CLI workflows. It's solid. The only issue I've noticed is when I launched Prompt Browser, I was using YTDLP to download all the transcripts. But when I did this like bulk download of like 30 plus videos, my public IP got blocked temporarily, right? Rate limited. So YTDLP is great. It's free, but there are limitations, right? If you're pulling too many transcripts within a 24 to 48 hour period, you do get limited. That lifts after 2 days. I think it lifted after 36 hours, if I'm not mistaken, but that's the one I love to use. I use it for all of my personal builds, like Clearmud OS, all my content creation tools, my YouTube script generator, live streams where it pulls the transcript, video to social where it does the same thing as well. That all uses YTDLP. But I'd love to know, like, is there another one that you're using? Because I'm always trying to learn new tools here. Or new solutions, rather. And then for Prompt Browser, I ended up biting the bullet. I think it's called Transcribe API. It's saved on my other browser. Let me pull it up here. Transcript API. And I pay $5 a month for 1,000 requests per month. And I think we've only hit, let's go check. Yeah, I mean, it hasn't processed that much. You can kind of see since we launched the project. Well, we technically launched a project with YTDLP, but I mean, it's been $5 a month for 1,000 pulls for, you know, a front-facing web app. That's not a bad price, as long as the web app doesn't go viral, you know, like. And I did do a security audit to make sure nobody can abuse the site. But this is not a paid promo. This is just a tool that I found that works for, you know, our prompt browser. That if you're unaware, it's in beta. It's free to use. Just go to promptbrowser.net, paste in a YouTube URL for any long form or live stream, and it will extract prompts from the video. Now, I'm still improving the logic here. It's still very much in beta, but I originally built this out as a resource so I can just scan all of Clearmud's videos. And it pulls, you know, other people have been coming in here and just pasting in, you know, interesting. Okay, this is AI related. It's not perfect, right? I need to improve the logic. Let's go to channels. Okay, demonstrating how to automate inbox clear. So it tries to detect like actionable prompts, and there is no limit, but I've noticed it kind of misses the beat sometimes, so. Oh, yeah. You probably wouldn't run into it unless you tried to bulk download transcripts like I did. Because the day after that, I was running some YouTube script commands in Clearmud OS. And I was pissed at my agent for a brief second. I was like, yo, what's going on? Like, we've had this process dialed in. And Muddy looks into it. He's like, yeah, no, we're getting rate limited by YTDLP. And then the light bulb clicked. I was like, I know what caused this. That was me. But I think for most use cases, it's like, it'll be fine, right? As long as you don't try to bulk download transcripts and you use it moderately, I think you'll be fine. All right, let's go back to Gemini here. All right, we started a new directory here. I'd like to build I'm going to beginner approach here. I'd like to build a website for my YouTube channel. Please check out youtube.com/@Clearmud and build me one. Simple. I want to see what it builds. Completely separate project. Hey, thanks for the question. Welcome. Yeah, I'm using the vanilla OBS. I spent a lot of time configuring it, but I'll put it on screen. It's going to look like an infinity window for a second. But as you can see here, like I have this Social Stream Ninja app on my computer that helps bring, you know, everything on here so I can pin the comments. I do have a multiple output plugin, but I don't really use that much right now. tested it. It's not perfect. And then this is what it looks like, right? Like I have different scenes for different projects. This is all the sources. Yeah, it's a lot of trial and error, but I was able to, through masking certain, sources, I was able to create the rounded corners on my video, the only thing I haven't tried doing is like adding a drop shadow on these scenes, or rather these sources. So like I do in my post-edit videos on DaVinci Resolve, but it's good enough for live stream. I like how things are dialed in to where it's a pretty decent setup for live streams. Yo, what's up, Sky? Welcome. Yo, what's up, Derek? How you doing today? The OG. Oh, welcome, Greek, to the coffee crew. Thank you for the cup of coffee. I appreciate you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for the support, man. I just very grateful, very grateful. How you doing today, Greek? What are you up to? What are you building? Are you, listen, I don't want to talk about what you do professionally right here on stream, but with all of this tech, right, with what you've been learning on this channel, do you have ideas to build out your own custom solutions, right? We got to chat sometime. It's been too long. We got to hop on a call soon. Let's go, Greek. I appreciate you, man. Creative Finder. Preview is live, but yeah, it's just it's just not doing as good of a job as I thought Gemini would do. If I'm being honest here, I don't like this. It like requires too much fine tuning. Too much fine tuning. Let's allow all for this session. Yeah, I'll be back on in North America soon. How many weeks is that? 3 weeks? I'll be back, roughly. So I'll reach out when I'm back. It'll be easier when we're on the same time zone. Even though recently I have been working for clients in the Pacific time zone, and it's been, late nights. On top of this channel, on top of everything we do for this channel, and then the boot camp. So, it's beyond a full-time job. I'm just excited for the day where I don't have to take client work. I don't have to take side projects to pay the bills. We'll get there. We'll get there. I think another 6 months of just consistency, showing up every day. We'll get there. We're just going to let it build. We're just going to let it build. How much work do you do in Telegram versus actual chat and control center? I am actually enjoying the current CC chat lately. Yeah, so Telegram is primarily when I'm on the go, or if I have a quick thought that I just want to send a voice note to my agent, to Muddy. That's primarily how I use Telegram. And then also all of my daily executive syncs, weekly syncs, etc. A part of its automation is once it's done running, it transcribes the audio for the meeting and it sends it to my Telegram. That way, when I'm out and about in the morning, I can just put in my earpiece and walk around, right? I rarely listen to my executive syncs from my OC setup on my computer. It's all through Telegram because that automation in place. But, when I'm, on the computer, I'm using my Muddy Ops chat for sure. He's like, I ain't never coming back. I mean, it's safe to say I'm starting to spend more of my years here moving forward, more than 6 months out of the year. But I think a minimum of 3 years stateside every year. When you're up all night, time zones don't really matter. Yeah, this is true. This is true. Yeah, I'm wondering if me just telling Gemini to build me a website for my YouTube channel without referencing the old code base of Clearmud.ai, I wonder if it's going to do a better job here. Let's see, shall we? And then let's continue to look. I want to continue looking at Vercel here. What's this template? I just love the inspiration. Yeah, this is like a personal portfolio though. We're a company, digital lab. Interesting. Might be too techie for me, but I like it. Very Matrix themed. Yeah, a little too techie for me. Let's actually switch it to light mode. Ooh, I love that CCTV effect with the lines across the screen. That's really cool. I've been building my video props like that. If you look how I built MuddyOS, it kind of has that effect on the top. Yeah. Huh. It's kind of cool. Misspelled project there, huh? Oh, this could just be a different language. Or it just could be a legitimate. That feels very heavy and bulky. Yeah, no, I'm good off that. Setup preview on port 7744 once ready. Yeah, I guess we can vibe a little bit here. All right, so I think the original above the fold approach that we took was ideal. Let's bring that back. Additionally, the portfolio section, it's just a black background. I do see the matrix effect vaguely, but it shouldn't be a black background. It should be a white background, right? But the globe in the background, that parallax scroll effect, should still be visible behind the matrix kind of animation on the back end. So the matrix should be kind of like our brand color, the blue, the characters. So make that adjustments to our portfolio, please. And then additionally, instead of having the portfolio go down more than one row, I think it should be a carousel with the filter tab options. Right? I love that you incorporated the web apps, extensions, websites, but it should just be one row. I think we should display 4 to 5 items per row, or rather on the carousel view. And then you just press the arrow to the right or the left to kind of navigate through the portfolio. I think that's a nice addition. For Clearmud, the about section, I mean, I guess it's okay for now. I'm gonna be honest, I don't like it. You also didn't, where's our email capture for the newsletter? Looks like you just X that all together. I think the about section should be right above Let's Connect. So find a way, actually. Find a way to marry those two sections, about and connect, having the connect form off to the right. And then the blog section, I don't like it. I'm going to be honest with you. The preview images looked better with those modules, having the modules look similarly to the portfolio modules. The bootcamp page is not loading. It looks like it's just not being styled properly. The blog page, this can be improved. I want you to do some deep research on Bento UX design and take a more traditional approach to kind of think of it like New York Times blog, but for AI, and then the bento box layout. I think those are some solid changes. Let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, we're just vibing today. We're just vibing. Does anyone else prompt like this? I just vibe. I just vibe. It's the best way to do it. Don't get me wrong. If you know what you're building and you have a PRD, If you're building a project for a client and everything's predefined, yes, different approach. I don't vibe like this. But when it comes to just hanging out and doing things like this, like I enjoy this process. And action required, allow all. Yes. Oh. Nice, it's already starting the preview, but it's putting it on some other port here. What was that? Oh, it did not copy the whole line, huh? I'm just gonna manually type that in, 5173. Yeah, it's not, clearly not ready yet. And you know what, while we're at it, let's go ahead. Let's give Opus the same task, shall we? We're vibing it as a beginner. I'm not giving it too much. I just want to see their approach to building a website for the YouTube channel and then going from there. As we continue to fine tune our rebuild here. Okay, look at that, look at that. I don't know how I feel about it right now, but we're getting there. And then the matrix effect as well. I think we need to have a bit of a sharper overlay so that there's a clear distinction that the section changes. All right, I think it's still working, so we'll just let it. Oh, apparently it's done. That is not ideal. Yeah, I'm not liking this at all. It did a better job here, but I'm still not liking this at all. Okay. Well, Gemini, thanks for your effort. Let's see. Oh, that was a different project. I can X that out because I was asking it a question, seeing if it could, interesting. What did I close something? Oh no, Claude Code's up top, that's why. Looks like Claude Code is using the extension to navigate to our YouTube channel. So I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Yo, what's up, Adam? Welcome back. How you doing today? Today we're vibing. We're vibing. We're doing a few things. I asked Gemini to rebuild Clearmud.ai as I want to rebuild the site. I think I'm just going to rebuild it from scratch rather than trying to rebuild it as a reference. It missed the beat. I don't like what it did. I don't like what it did at all. It's just messing things up. So I think we're going to X that project directory altogether and just rebuild it from scratch. with some more clear input, but I'm experimenting as well with a fresh project directory, having it just build a site with no references at all. I'm having Claude Code do the same. I just want to see what they do when I say something as simple as build me a website for my YouTube channel. I want to see what it comes up with. I think I need a nap. I was wondering why you weren't doing anything or talking. I had you paused. Sounds like you need a nap, sir. Wait, shift tab. What is going on here? Why is my brain just not working right now? Or it's legitimately taking its sweet time. Okay. I think I did have to shift tab something, but I didn't have to click any. I didn't have to hit Y or approve anything. It's interesting. Okay. I mean, look at that. Simplifying AI for those AI tools, tutorials. Cool. Watch Opus just I was going to say something, decided not to say it. Watch Opus do a better job at, at this than Gemini did. Let's see. I do not like the reskin from Gemini at all. So from this first, you know, giving it the code base and having it rebuilt it dropped the ball altogether. So it's okay. It was a fun experiment. I guess next up as well is, you know what, since we're testing here, let's test. Let's test, shall we? I want... Let's see what Codex does for us, huh? And then we'll start getting specific. It's auto accepts on there. Auto accepts already on. I've got enough brand signal to avoid guessing. The public footprint is making AI simple and easy to use. Nice. Cool. All right, I do need to take a quick bio break here. I drank way too much coffee before this episode, so BRB, 2 minutes. What's up, Amir? Did I check Composer 2? No, I did not. What's Composer 2? Are you referencing something I'm working on? Or is this something I should be aware of? Forgive me, today's a very slow start to the day. I woke up all but 2 hours ago. So we're still kick-starting this brain. I drank a lot of coffee before the live stream, but that's why today is just all about, we're just vibing, we're chilling. Got some nice lo-fi music on in the background, and we vibing. What's up, Aries? What's good? Welcome. Thanks for being here. Really have to do that? Okay, fine. Oh my goodness, Codex. I do not like it. Nice try, but I do not like it. I do not like it. All right, yeah, we good, Codex. We're gonna close that workspace. Let me, yeah, wow. Wow, yeah, I'm not even giving you a second chance here. What? I thought remove, RM was remove. All right, I'll just do that manually. I forgot the command for that. Wow, Codex. I did not like that at all. Let's see if Opus does a better job. Okay, I mean, it's not pulling our brand color, but let's give it a... Okay. Pick your rabbit hole. Interesting approach. I don't know how I feel about it, though. Interesting approach. Interesting approach. Oh, it's just a one-page layout. There's no subdirectories for this. Okay. I kind of do like the latest videos feature, but and then the weekly live streams, having the schedule on the website, I do love that. This is actually some great input. I need to go grab that iPad so I can draw this in Procreate. Just kind of visually draw out a wireframe layout for the new build. But I do love these two features here, so. Codex went into the old days. Yeah, I mean, listen, to give Codex the benefit of the doubt, I just prompted it, build me a website for this. I didn't give it anything specific. I didn't give it any rules, nothing. So I'm sure had I given it a lot more context, it would do a much better job. But listen, we're just vibing with different CLIs and coming up with ideas. That's it. Yeah, I'd love to know what Composer 2 you're referencing. I do use Cursor, but I don't have the paid version. So if that's one of those pro features, I have not. Interesting. So it's taking us to the YouTube channel, the playlists. Cool. That is actually really cool, but it doesn't actually open up that playlist. But it did pull like rabbit holes, and then it links to the playlist. Interesting. See, I'm getting ideas from Claude's build. I don't like the UI necessarily, but I'm gonna write a few notes here on the other screen just to compile just my favorite features I'm discovering for Clearmud's rebuild here. Rebuild. Paired with what was that called? Weekly live streams, a weekly And I think what I would change is showing off the Monday through Friday day of the week view with each calendar module showing whether there's a live or a long form on any given day. I like that. Latest video section. Hero header above the fold should show off most recent with CTAs to view portfolio. And what's our existing CTAs on the site? Oh, explore our work, get in touch, get in touch. But you know what? I think we're gonna remove that call to action there and put resources, portfolio and resources call to actions. And then we're gonna add a get in touch on the nav header. So let me add a section here for the nav header global. Then we'll do a section for footer global. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I spent a lot of time on this, but I love this matrix effect as is. I think the move is changing this into a carousel. Or we do a left menu bar. Like have like a matrix terminal looking thing almost, right? A nice big rectangle with a vertical menu bar of the categories and all the apps. Yeah, we're gonna try that. For the portfolio, let's create a terminal style interface with vertical menu bar. Let's call it 1/4 or 1/5 of module, then off to the right, contents of that portfolio option. We should have filter pill tags to filter down the list from web apps to extensions and websites. Okay. From the blog. I think it's good as is, to be honest. Good as is, but on the /blog page. Bento box meets New York Times with a Clearmud signal is what we'll call it. And then stay updated. Newsletter, CTA can stay the same for now. I think we can improve this too. Let's find a way to marry the about / actually, you know what? Because we have this call to action here for consulting services, I think this is actually solid. Let's find a way to marry. Let's remove that. I'm going to revamp that. Contact. Good as is. Now. Contact CTA. And then I think that's good for now, but we will improve it. Good for now. Room to improve. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good for now. All right, let's go see what, thank you, Opus. Gemini is still working, I think. Let's see where it's at. Okay. Did I tell it what port ahead of time? I think I did, right? I think we said 7744, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we did. All right, let's go see Gemini's interpretation with zero reference to a code base, only our YouTube channel. Come on, Gemini. What is this? Oh, that's hilarious. I have to highlight everything to see it. That is hilarious. All right, Gemini. I'm speechless, so I have to highlight everything to see it. So there's a clear styling issue here. I'm not sure if this was designed. I mean, it looks like you designed it for light mode, because when I highlight everything, it's optimized for light mode, not dark mode. Please analyze the code base, make those fixes and improvements, so I can actually view this landing page, or rather this website. Man, Gemini's, this is weird. This is weird. Now this makes me want to test, actually. AIstudio.google.com. Let's go to build. I'm just shocked because, like, it normally does a really, really, really good job on front end ideas and design. Like, I'm just very shocked. I like to build a new website for my YouTube channel. Whoops. We should use my primary brand color 005 8B9, I think it is. I hope I'm not wrong there. But I want you to have a loose leash when it comes to creativity. Do your thing. We're keeping it simple. We're keeping it simple with the prompt. All right. Yo, what's up, Stonesy? Weird, it's giving you that terminal look, and image, it did the exact same thing for me. What are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about that Claude preview, huh? This one here? I do kind of like it, but like, I think that's more so for a dedicated subdirectory or page, right? I think that's the move there, personally. Oh yeah, we need to go check on prompt browser. We'll check on that in a second. Yeah, I'm curious to see, like, does AI Studio do a better job with the same model? Let's see. We gave it a little bit more context, right? But not much, right? In the CLI, I gave it this, and then we just added this. Like, that's it. Let's actually go see the CLI's results. Because, like, the layout was looking kind of promising. What is that beep? Why did I just get a beep? What is going on? I've never heard that before. Oh no, and I'm also playing some other lo-fi music track that I've never played before. I have a feeling that's gonna give us a copyright strike. I play the other one consistently because I know that there's no copyright strikes associated with it. Let me go back to it. Shoot. Well, looks like I'll find out in a day or two. We'll probably get flagged up the yin yang with this one here. That's a bummer. But I'm trying to figure out, where did that noise just come from? I don't have anything that would cause that. Oh, dang. Is this what just caused a bunch of pings in my ear to go off? This must be so... Dude, Greek. Thank you. Man. Greek's the goat over here. Let's go. Congrats to everyone who just got gifted a membership. Let's go. How did you... are these people that you know, or are they in the chat that you just gifted them memberships? This is crazy. Dude, thank you. What? I salute you, Greek. Greek the goat over here. I fought today with Codex because he refused to get me the MD files as attached. Sometimes it's weird. Yeah, and it could be my pro model of Codex. I've heard that Codex operates slightly differently with the 200, I think it's 200 a month. I think it's primarily speed more than anything, but like, keep in mind, like, listen, I know what I prompted was so basic and so simple. I just wanted to see what it would do, you know? We're just testing. We're just vibing. Like, that's all we're doing right now is we're vibing. Let's go. Yeah, that. Derek's like, where's mine? Where's mine? Dude, thank you, Greek. I appreciate you. All right, it's now live. Ooh. All right, we'll come to that in a second. Let's go to interesting, huh? It's doing this terminal thing again as well. Don't like the colors. Don't like the colors. Prompt library. Not bad. It gives me ideas. But I'm not going to stick with that. No. Let's see. Did I have this do any changes? No, I think we decided to kill this code base, right? Yeah, we decided to kill that code base. So let's go to Google AI Studio, shall we? Let's hide all these left menu bars here. Should be a way to go full screen, right? There we go. What are you doing, keyboard? Very basic, right? Very traditional layout style. Okay. All right. So now I kind of want to one-up it, right? Now I want to feed it a little bit more. Please reference existing site at clearmud.ai. Then apply the following changes and improvements. And I'm going to copy paste all my notes that I was just kind of thinking for the rebuild. And let's see what it does. Hey man, you're fueling my caffeine addiction. I love it. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Really do. Baby steps to greatness. That's what we're working on. We're just taking it one day at a time. One day at a time. Oh. Yeah, so this lo-fi 12-hour track I use, I guess I didn't start it from the beginning. And it was at the end. That's why it started playing other things in that playlist. Oh, I'm about to find out which one of those are royalty free versus not. Right? Let's restart that back to about an hour. Yeah. I honestly, I don't like this. I don't like this, but I want to see its interpretation of it once I feed it that context and tell it to go look at the website. I do, however, I did get some great ideas from Opus's build as well as this one. Let's go take a look at this one more time. I like the idea of having something here that bridges the gap between the hero header and our portfolio section, right? Like we have on our existing site here. I think, unable to load last video, huh? I think I love this. I love the animation, but I think having something here that bridges the gap between the two is going to be a nice touch. And then having that matrix style terminal here that I added my notes to for the rebuild. The blog looks good for now. I mean, it's meant to take you to the next screen, right? And right now, right, this is all predefined layout that my agent will automatically apply this same sticky, you know, nav bar across every blog. The blog, though, I do want it to be more bento style rather than, you know, it's kind of part bento here, but then it just turns into a you know, 2 columns per row right here. So, oh man, what is going on? What is going on? I'm not used to all these noises. Appreciate you guys. If you looked at, yeah, we were actually looking at that a little bit earlier. I think I actually have the tab open here. Yeah, right here. I was looking here. I didn't really, like, I liked this blog one that I found for the blog page, but I didn't really find anything that I liked. Unless I start looking at the other templates. Let's start looking at landing pages, for example. This is one I haven't looked at yet. I actually did use this as inspiration for another web app. Let's go, if it's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, I used this for hospitality LLMO. It's not identical to it, but I pulled features from it. You know what I kind of do like with this layout here is interesting look, interesting animation, but above the fold, you know, our schedule here based off of that kind of example of the weekly live streams. I think I want to have like a Monday through Friday kind of module effect where on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it shows the live stream time and links you to the channel. And then Tuesday and Thursday, right? That's off, but that just lets people know that new videos come out on those 2 days of the week. Kind of like that idea above the fold. Okay. Let's go back to landing pages. Good old Windows 95 layout. That's actually pretty cool. Step by step, brick by brick, day by day. Whoa! All right. Could have done without that retro music, but. Ooh, a transition into portfolio like this actually would be really cool, just straight into it. Okay, not bad, not bad. I definitely don't like the text, but not a bad above the hero, right above the fold hero header, transition into whatever I want. I like that. Okay, let's go check back on, no, we've already checked there. Let's go check back on its rebuild here. Key improvements, hero header above the fold. Okay, terminal portfolio style. Dedicated Monday to Friday calendar paired with your latest videos. Clearly distinguishes live streams from long form uploads. Clearmud signal blog. All right, let's go take a look at it. I mean, we did give it a decent amount there. Ooh, building the future. Okay. Interesting. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Missed the beat on the Matrix background, a styling effect. This should have been a row, not a vertical menu. Clearmud signal. I mean, interesting. Not really feeling it though. But I am feeling this. It did a decent job here, but still a lot of room for improvement. No cap, just flavor. Hey, Brett. You know, my apologies. Let me, I think it's sometimes I talk away from the mic. How about this? Is the voice good when I'm talking directly into the mic? Because maybe the solution here is I don't want to blow your eardrums out. So that's my monitor tab. I'll turn it up just a little bit. Just a little bit here. And let me know if that's improved. I think I'll just be a little bit more mindful of where the mic is. And I think that should do it now. So even me going this way, I think it'll pull that voice a little bit better. And I did turn it up just a little bit. So let me know. I feel like I hear it being too loud, so I'm going to turn it down just a touch. Let me know how that is. I'm not redlining there on OBS, so I'm going to turn it down just a touch more. Are you talking about the music or my voice? No, you're talking about my voice. What's interesting is on my end, it shows it's being very loud. So double check your YouTube sound. It's possible that your sound bar on YouTube is low or your system audio is low. Double check those things first because I don't want to blow everybody's eardrums out here. In the chat, if everybody can give their input on volume, you know, if it's a consensus that it's fine, then it's something on your end, Brett. Chances are it's just the YouTube little volume thing that's low. I sometimes do that and then wonder why it's low on other videos. Hey, thanks, Greek. All right, good. With the improvement I just made, is it better? Is it too loud? Let me know. Yeah, I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. So we're gonna get away from that. We're gonna get away from that altogether. Oh, that's zoomed in quite a bit, huh? Let's get away from this as well. This is a fun experiment, fun try. So we're just gonna close out of that. I'll go delete those folders in a moment. Same with this. Just not feeling it. Just not feeling it, man. I'm just not feeling it. So you know what we're gonna do? Gemini, it's been fun. Wait, did we check its most recent preview? Yeah, we did. It was trash. Okay. It's been fun, Gemini, but you did a horrible, horrible job today. Just not happy. So here's what we're going to do. Clear codebase and git pull from Clearmud web. So we're essentially just going to pull what's live, and then I'm going to have Opus vibe code the change with me based off of the code base that's actually live. Yes. All right, let's get cracking on prompt browser, shall we? Not magic links. All right, yeah, put together that implementation plan. I'm ready to proceed. Yeah, no, first plan it out. Don't just blindly build it. Let's plan this properly. Hey, thank you, Tracy. Thanks for the input. Oh, and I think now's a great time to kind of show off our tools so I've showed off prompt browser, right? And we're going to be vibing that right now. But then I also deployed this here. I haven't fully, it's clawcrib.com. I haven't fully tested the templates. So please proceed, right? This is still very much in beta. Let me remove that tag. But the reason I built this was to have an easy to use resource to kind of build out a config file with how many ever agents you want to build with OpenClaw. You can select certain channels. This is all based off of OpenClaw documentation. And then it sends you to this chat, right? And you can actually vibe code your setup here. It gives you a config, a master prompt based off of the selections you specified, right? It defaulted, it lets you know the model. What you do is you press use config, and then you can edit in Canvas. You can kind of visualize it here. But then you can also export the config into a fresh OpenClaw setup or your existing OpenClaw setup. Always make backups before you incorporate stuff like this. But I think the most useful feature right now is the help feature. If you're having issues with your OpenClaw setup, come in here, prompt it. This is powered by Gemini 3.1 Flashlight. It's a very cheap model. Additionally, it only references two sources. It references the docs.openclaw.ai documentation, and then it also references the github.com/openclaw/openclaw repository and all underlying releases, so that when it's helping you troubleshoot issues and it asks you for your OpenClaw version, or you give it your OpenClaw version, but then it detects that the problem you're indicating was solved in a newer release, well, it has all that information and it only pulls from those two sources. So it shouldn't hallucinate any data. I've already had great feedback from the community that this is very helpful, that it works. But then we also have this learning resource where I think on Mondays, every Monday, we're gonna really work on ClawCrib focused. We're gonna add one new core concept in here every Monday, but it's just a place for you to kind of learn and visualize OpenClaw setups. And then we have these templates. Listen, I had Opus 4.6. Yeah, it was Opus 4.6 prepare these templates based off of the documentation. It has this amazing, beautiful looking like flower almost. Yeah, so this is still very much a work in progress. It's in beta. I'm testing these parts. But I think the most useful is the help. And then we have a feedback tab for you to come leave feedback for any bugs or improvements you think we should make. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think. It's a completely free resource, by the way. You don't have to log in if you don't want to. For feedback, though, you do have to get auth login. But I don't want to work on that today. I want to focus that on Mondays, on a fresh week. And then Fridays, we kind of just vibe. Mondays, it's going to be ideation, YouTube script ideas plus ClawCrib. Fridays, it's going to be miscellaneous plus we're just here to vibe, But I like the idea of starting my week fresh with part ClawCrib, part ideation. So, all right, let's go back to its planning for us. All right, and then let's go use Opus to rebuild our website based off of the code base we have on GitHub. All right, so I want you to analyze this code base. You're gonna find that it has a very vanilla code base. We're just using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But it's, it loads via static. Let me rephrase that. It's hosted on SiteGround, right? So every time I upload a new build, I have to clear the server cache because they're all static builds. I don't like this. I'm getting really tired of having to go and clear the server cache on my SiteGround hosting dashboard every time I upload or I commit to Git, right, with a new version. So I'd like you to analyze the code base, create a plan for something we can host on Vercel or Netlify. Listen, I don't want to give you any restrictions as far as what tech stack you use, but I do know that I want convex on the back end because I want to incorporate an OAuth login feature for our new resources subdirectory that we're going to deploy, which is going to have just a ton of free resources, right? But first, pull the code base. Feel free to open up Claude and Chrome to go analyze the site that's live, clearmud.ai. and I have some notes as far as what I want to do to improve the site. I like the layout as of now, but I'm not opposed to your creative suggestions and feedback after you analyze the code base and determine the tech stack for the rebuild. Keep in mind, as we rebuild this, let's keep it all local. I do not want to commit to Git, not yet, right? I want to test everything locally first and foremost. So, and then I'm going to paste in my notes for the rebuild. All right, and then let's add a new line and go grab those notes that I saved. Bam. All right, let's see what Claude Opus 4 does with a lot more context, right? So we're giving it the code base. We're having it create a plan. Let's make sure it's in plan mode. Yeah, plan mode. There we go. And let's go back to prompt browser here. Okay. We're gonna have to open up Convex at some point. So let's go do that now. Let's log in. Yeah, I did create one day ago because I knew I wanted to use this, so. I'm also realizing that I was hiding everything on this left screen when I usually have it all divvied out to see everything. Hey, yeah, I'm happy to hear. I'm happy to hear this. Yo, what's up, Sharma? Just forked Paperclip and I'm modeling it to strip everything away and tuning it to an OpenClaw only dashboard. Nice. I'm excited to see this. You're in the Discord, right? Please do share. Yeah, and I'm also thinking ahead for everybody in the Discord. I want to start doing like a show and tell day where we can all just come together in a lounge chat and just share what we're building, share new things we worked on that week, right? Just a place for the community to come together and do a little show and tell. I think would be a fun thing to do. I probably won't kick that off until April, if I'm being honest, until I'm back on that time zone. But just a thought I had. All right, it's still working, still doing its thing. What browser did it open? It's controlling something here. Oh yeah, look at that. It is literally, so I have a Clearmud profile that I use for certain things, and it has its own little grouped tab here, and it's kind of just doing its thing. So, okay, I'll take that off screen. And you know what should be on our to-do list, actually? What's that? I think it's tools.google, right? No, that's not the site. What was that site? Oh, labs.google. Oh yeah, Stitch is something new that I was playing with last night. I love the concept of it. Probably should have taken an approach to, but I primarily want, where is, they changed this site, producer.ai. There we go. I wonder if this is going to be copyright. What if we create our own lo-fi background music for the channel here? I'd like to create a 7-hour track, lo-fi background music for my YouTube channel. Mix of hip hop, jazz, etc. Let me take that off screen really quickly just in case anything else gets exposed. Now we good. We good. I'd be shocked if I don't have included credits with my Google AI Ultra sub. Oh, does it? Nice. Have you had, I know Derek here in the audience, he's been playing with Stitch. I'm going to play with it some more before I even think about making a video around it. That's one thing you'll notice here. I don't just blindly make videos if something new gets released just to get the clicks. I'd rather test it thoroughly and come up with a cool concept before I record a video. But I'll continue to test on my end. But I'd love to hear your input with Stitch. Like, what are your first impressions? What have you built? Like, what have you built anything? Have you built any code bases from its designs? Is my primary question, right? How do you like that process? All right, let's check this plan out. Very detailed plan, huh? Okay. Okay. Okay, I'll do that right now. Let's make sure we create Google Cloud. I should have a project for prompt browser, right? I want to start making sure I separate billing accounts as well, because I kind of had everything co-located into one project, but I want to start making sure that my monthly bill, I can kind of divvy out what's coming from where. So we're going to have to move Claude Crib's Gemini API key over to its own account at some point. Right now it's just on Clearmud's. Let's go to prompt browser. Yeah, it does have its own project. Good. Let's go to OAuth credentials. I think I should already have OAuth credentials from prompt browser version 1. Yeah, what's amazing is I started working on the version 1 of prompt browser. It looks like July 26th. Oh my goodness. I actually think I still have, what's funny is I didn't even remove the staging domain of it. It should still load. Yeah, it's still It was an ambitious project, but like too many people had better resources to where I didn't want to continue down this path, right? The prompt browser was essentially just like predefined prompts depending on your industry, depending on what you wanted to build. It was a fun idea, but I love the simplified approach with extracting prompts from YouTube videos. So I got to remove that subdomain as well. Let me go do that right now before I forget. Goodbye, old prompt browser V1. What's the password there? There it is. Site. Let's go to promptbrowser.net. Delete that subdomain and all files. Where is that? Way too many domains in this list. Anyone else have that issue? Staring at like a list of 50 with no easy way to filter it from this dashboard. What the heck? There it is. See, that's what I hate about these AI music producers. It's like they can't make long clips yet. So I'd essentially have to like take my time to create, let's say, a batch of 100 3-minute clips and then string them together. I don't want to go down that road. I'd rather just keep using this free 12-hour copyright-free playlist. All right, let's finish deleting this subdomain real quick. Bye, staging.prompt browser. It's been fun. It's been real. We're creating a staging environment for you with the new build. Success. Should be instant, right? Yeah, perfect. So that's going to disappear here shortly. Yeah, I'm just going to approve. Look good to me. LTX 2.3, interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that. Stitch has API as well. Okay. API, so do you have to pay additional or can you tie in your Gemini Ultra account? One thing I found is there's really no way to tie in your Gemini Ultra account monthly credits in Flow. You have to use it through the front end. It's kind of annoying. I wanted to build solutions that use that. Now, alternatively, I could build like a browser, a headless browser kind of like workflow in a VM with an agent, but it's just like I'd rather just use the tools, you know, from labs.google instead of building something like that. All right, so let's create new OAuth client ID for prompt browser. It's a web app. Calling this prompt browser.net. Add URI. What did it recommend up here? All right, I'll go grab that. Convex deployments. I think we're just going to YOLO into production. We'll create a staging environment at some point, but for the Google OAuth, we're just going straight to production with that one. Prompt browser, production. Here we go. We got to do www. Create. That should be good enough. Nice. And let's delete these old API keys as well. Or actually, no, we don't want to delete this one here. I believe we created this on March 6th, which I think lines up for when we rebuilt this and deployed it. So I want to make sure I don't delete that quite yet. Make sure we're not using that. Okay. We can pull this back over here. This used to be a, I think I have to type in FX here. No, try flow. What's the domain for this? Oh, FX tools is what it was. They really got rid of that? That's a bummer. There it is. open up a new tab here. Am I really gonna have to VPN this? We might see a hiccup on this stream if I enable my VPN. I know I can bypass this and just VPN back to the States, but I don't want to kick the link to this stream. I haven't enabled VPN midstream before, so I have a feeling it might do something, might cause a glitch, so we can't test this on stream. Bummer. But flow should be good. Yeah, flow's still good. Okay. Really? I mean, we'll see what 3-minute clips it comes up with. Why not? All right, now I know we're waiting on something else here. Let's go back to clearmud.ai. Yes, propose a redesign, please. No, I don't want to update YouTube API auto detect. Oh, what's going on there? I like it though, it's not bad. Here, let me turn off the other one. Solid lo-fi. Let's see the transition at the end. Okay, now let's try jazz guitar. Okay, okay. So it only made the one track, even though it looks like it says it's making 2, but it only gave us 1 to preview. Okay. I don't remember reading this, but apparently I pinned it. Nice, nice. Oh, I guess I have to click on it up here. That's why it didn't show up the last time. Oh no, it only made the 1. Interesting. But over here it gave us 2 versions. I mean, not bad. Listen, I'm just gonna start adding these to a playlist. How did I do that? Right here. Add to, you know what? Let's create separate playlists. I feel like we should keep it like all hip hop related loops in one, all jazz related loops in another, right? I think that's the move. Let's go play this other one. Okay, they are different starts. Yeah, so for the resources page, I can give you some HTML docs as references, but I have my OpenClaw executive assistant create these visual props for each video I record, and it includes like all of the resources on that HTML doc. So I essentially want to, I'm eventually going to hand off this code base to my agent, but before then we're building this out independently. And I can give you a few of those HTML files if it'll be helpful. but I essentially want it to be a library accessing all of the prompts from our visual props. And then I think down the road, I do want to build out custom tools under resources. But for now, it's just going to be a place to archive all of those visual props for each video that include a lot of useful prompts. I mean, it's not my favorite, but listen, like, we're trying to create a 7-hour track of clips. So we're just going to add that to the jazz guitar, more jazz style beats, please. Use guitar, piano, etc. The new Claude features are seeming way too close to OpenClaw. Maybe Peter should get back at them. I mean, that's the thing about open source, right? It's there for everyone else to get inspiration from. That's why I'm not surprised, like, you know, it's just a matter of time until all of these big enterprise LLM providers, like, they create their own version of it. Now, will it be as customizable as OpenClaw? I don't think so, right? They're creating solutions for retail. They're creating solutions to make it more plug and play. I mean, look at Perplexity Computer. Look at Manus's agent. Like, they're great, but I think Perplexity Computer does have an option, though, to deploy it on your Mac Mini now, or because of that whole hype with buying Mac Minis, which I never understood. Yeah, I think they're all coming out with their own solutions, but I think, like, the true customizable side of it, OpenClaw is going to win long term, right? But, you know, retail wants a simple plug and play solution, so it makes sense for them to kind of, it's like Macs versus Linux. Hey, thank you, Derek. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks for stopping by. Add to jazz guitar. Let's bring down that music a little bit. Wow, that goes loud, huh? It's like Mac versus Linux. I mean, yes, in a way. I don't think there's a true Windows versus Mac comparison right now. I feel like Mac is more similar to Linux, right? Than anything, right? When you're putting it side by side with Windows. But yeah, like, so many things have come across my radar. But, like, listen, like, I look into them briefly, but I have no interest in going and spending as many hours as I spent on OpenClaw learning something new that is just based off of OpenClaw, right? Like, I'd rather spend all my time and attention learning the source of all of these other tools, right? Because all of these other tools are just like, they're wrappers in a way, right? Like, yes, some people are building their own infrastructures out, but they're all based off of OpenClaw. Like, to me, the value lies in learning OpenClaw. Yes, it's the most difficult to set up and learn, but, like, for good reason, right? So I'm with you there, Sky. I'm with you there, Sky. Like, I haven't even, like, I'll research these other things, but I don't even waste the time in trying to deploy something. As soon as I realize, wow, this is just OpenClaw reskinned or remastered or recreated for something else, like, I have no interest. I have no interest. Add a rainy ambiance. I feel like that music's overpowering. I had that too loud. All right, let's go back to it. Looks like it's going with Astro as well, huh? Interesting. Styling, Tailwind, interactive. Okay. All right. Let's go look at your scaffolding. Okay. Listen, I'm just going to trust you. Go for it. Get it done. Get it done. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I may have misspoke. As I mentioned today, I woke up an hour before stream, so forgive me. I'm still a little. That's why we're vibing. We're not doing anything too brain critical. We're just vibing. Yeah, I mean, in a way, In a way, yes. But I would personally push back on that a little bit, right? Because I define a wrapper as somebody utilizing ChatGPT to do what ChatGPT does, just simplified for a certain use case. OpenClaw is unique. Yes, it does use all these other models to control it, right? So in a way, it is a wrapper, but I wouldn't define it as a traditional wrapper at all. But yes, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I would push back against that a little bit. Because what other tool is it based off of that creates this multi-agent team setup that applies all of these plugins, these tools, these resources, that gives it the capability to communicate between one another? What did it before that, right? Like, yes, it's a wrapper in a sense that it has to use other models to operate, but nothing else existed like it beforehand, right? So I think it's like, it's a little mix of both there, right? But I could also have my definition of a wrapper completely skewed, you know? Man, you know, I wore this hat. I don't normally wear hats anymore, but I had to pad down. My hair was like a little poofy this morning. Let's see if it looks better now. Much better. That was like giving me this weird like temple pressure. I did not like that with the headphones on. It was fine without the headphones, but as soon as the headphones go on, it like compresses it down a little bit. Yeah, I think harness makes more sense when it comes to like these other solutions of trying to recreate OpenClaw, but with another name, right? But yeah, like I'm also maybe not the best person to ask there as well. Because as I mentioned in all of my videos, you know, we're learning as we go here, right? Like I'm not an AI expert. We are all learning together. Have I tested Paperclip? I personally have not, no. But I know somebody here in the audience was just talking about this. Who was it? Was it Sharma? Sharma, can you give some feedback? I think it was Sharma. Or was it Derek? I honestly can't find the comment. I scrolled all the way up and I saw simple question. What's the difference between vibe coding and wife coding? Oh, Dad, that's such a great comment. Let's go back to prompt browser. Nice. Oh, damn. We are chewing through our Google budget, huh? Looks like a lot of people are using that help tool. I only set a small budget, but we're going to have to find a solution there because, listen, we're doing everything for free over here, so I can't have hundreds of dollars worth of API credits for that help tab. But it's good to see people are using it. Interesting. Let's actually go check that, since that was deployed with Muddy's account. Let's go check the analytics, right? Nice, we already had it open. What's going on here? Vercel. Damn, people finding it from Google, really? That's cool. Interesting. Learn root. Yeah, their analytics dashboard. I wish I set up Google Analytics for this. This should probably add to our list for Monday. Because I don't like how limited this analytics feature is. Like with Google Analytics, I can at least track keywords searched on Google and things like this, but I can't really do that in here. But I also don't know this dashboard enough to know how to navigate it. Primarily desktop. More Windows than not. But look, I mean, some Bing finds it, DuckDuckGo finds it. Looks like GitHub, a lot of, that's interesting. It's a private repo. Those must have been me. We have 9 from Twitter. Okay. And then a majority from our website. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Haven't tested the whole workflow out. Just wanted a good looking mission control. Place back and forth. Let's have a live session on pipe. Okay. I'll look into it. Like no promises, but I will look into it. Today we're focused on vibing, you know, I'll check it out here in a moment, but I want to finish what I'm working on. Yeah. Okay. No, hey, thanks. I love learning about new things here in chat. Well, yeah, right? Like, I think the very far few in between people who know the website and want to go straight to it, sure. But yeah, nobody really knows about ClawCrib anyway. So it's like, I silently launched this one. I did post about it and I've been live streaming the build of it. Let me actually go check the budget though, because now I'm curious as to why I just got that email. Let's get back to add to playlist. I guess we'll just build out a lo-fi jam real time and go from there. Let me minimize that VM. So is this what you guys are referencing? Interesting. Hey, thanks for bringing this to my attention. I'm guessing this is what you guys are talking about, right? Uh-oh, do I see a PFP from something? Yep. Interesting. We'll have to regenerate that private key. Okay, cool. Yeah, listen, I'll check it out. No promises on the live stream though. I know these next 2 weeks at least are kind of dialed in with what we're focused on, but once I have some more time to dig into that, I think maybe we do Saturday live stream or something like this, to where we dig into new tools and just experiment live. I think that would be a fun live stream. Right now our Wednesdays are these boot camps and this boot camp until it's over. Monday's ClawCrib plus ideation for YouTube scripts, and then Friday is, I guess Friday would make the most sense to do that, but we have a list of things we want to finish here, so maybe next Friday is a Paperclip day. I'm really excited to see this rebuild with Clearmud.ai. Man, I like that song. I mean, it's doing a decent job for like lo-fi stuff. Like, listen, I'm just gonna add all of these to that jazz playlist, and then we'll do a hip hop version. I'm trying to remember. I already had that budget in place. Where did we start when we launched that? I think it's only, I mean, it's been $10 in the matter of like a week and a half of use. So, okay. I guess not bad, but I'd rather have it be $1. Too many secrets. Yeah, we got to regenerate all these secrets because we are live streaming right now. So I think what I'll do is I'll finish this build off air. So please regenerate all secrets that you've exposed in this chat. Please and thank you. Yeah, we're going to have to finish that a little bit later. I mean, did he look into it? Did you tell him to analyze Paperclip, download the repo, analyze its use case, right? Like, see what we can do to incorporate it into our system. Like, he might just say no outright, but I would try to elaborate a little bit more. Should I suspend him? I don't know. It's up to you. I think that's up to you. What's up, Gob? Izzy? Yeah, which one? I'm curious. Which one, if you don't mind telling me here on air. That way I can look into it real time. I am aware that I believe it's, what is it? Linked Intelligence. I think it might be having some issues right now. I'm going to feed this code base to my AI agent team for the GOAT once we finish building that out in the boot camp, and it's going to self-improve and make sure these things are maintained. But this was just a fun project I built on spare time. So I'm wondering if it's that or something else. Let me know. But hey, welcome back. Ah, okay. Hey, thank you. Yeah, if you could send me an email, that'd be great. I appreciate you. Just send it to team@clearmud.ai and I'll get it. You know, me personally, I like vibe coding in the CLI more than anything. Sometimes I'll use an IDE. I haven't used anti-gravity in weeks personally because it doesn't work on my system anymore. I have tried removing every trace of it. I have tried all the steps of removing all temp data associated with anti-gravity and reinstalling it, but I keep getting the same bug. So I don't use it anymore. It's like, it's great, but the amount of time I've spent troubleshooting that, it's just not even worth to get up and running right now, because I believe it's an issue that a future update will resolve at some point. But I do know that anti-gravity felt a bit rushed out there, and it's also just windsurf reskinned. So there's going to be a lot of bugs associated with it depending on different environments. But yeah, this is where I test new ideas. I eventually hand off the code base to my agent or agents, depending on what's managing it. But for the most part, I like working out of individual project directories. And yes, it does keep usage down rather than having an OC agent do it all for you. Loading all that context at every turn, you know. Ooh, I just got an email about Supabase, a security issue on a project. I wonder if that's what you're referencing. I'll have to check that out. Is it related to a Supabase project? I believe it's Peter, right? PGE, Peter? I hope I didn't forget your name. I remember you told me. Neo Vim for the win. I haven't tested that one, to be honest. Ooh. Almost dinner time, huh? All right, Peter, I'll check it out in a moment. Thank you. Interesting. I mean, just thanks for the heads up. I'm wondering, there's no way that has a direct tie to my OC setup. I'm going to look more into this, but based off of the persona and the primary model, I'm wondering, like, this is interesting. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Peter. I'm going to look into this right away. And I really appreciate keeping this between us. I think what I'm going to do is drag that claw crib box out of there. Okay. No, thank you. Thank you. Let me look into this. I really appreciate this. I really can't just pull this out. I guess we have to keep this. Okay. I'll do this after stream. Or I'll just spin up a ghosty terminal on the left-hand side. All right, it's still building out. I at least want to see this rebuild through on Clearmud.ai. I'm gonna work on something on my other screen here. Actually resume session here. Claude, resume. That's interesting. Oh, it must have loaded that old session that I had to open this whole time, huh? I'm going to test this myself. I think what you're experiencing is because this was not built through my agent. This was built in the CLI. There's zero ties to my OC setup. The build and the help features are powered by a Gemini API key. So I'm just kind of troubleshooting right now as to like why it's responding this way to you. And I'm just ensuring there's no link there, but there shouldn't be, right? It's, that's what I'm like, huh, this is interesting. It's like, maybe it's referencing the docs. Like, I'm just a bit confused. Like there's absolutely no bridge, no connection. So I'm curious as to like, where is it? Is this all just like hallucination information, right? Like, I think if anything, it's giving you examples more than anything because yeah, there's literally no link that could make that possible. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like if I'm wrong, there's definitely no link between this and my primary agent. Okay, let me try to have it give me stuff to see if it's accurate first and foremost, right? Hey, these are great, great tests that I didn't think through when we launched the beta version of this tool. So thank you, Peter. I love this. Claude really going the distance here. All right. I would say try because from what I see here, it's just, this might be a hallucination. It literally has no access to my OC setup. I just had to confirm a few things. Yeah, I don't see like, I guess try. This will be a great test, like try. I'm going to try one more thing. Oh yeah, we need more background music, huh? Where is that? Let's now do, we already played the rainy, right? Let's do heavy thunderstorms. I think that'll be a good one. Yeah, clawcrib.com is a completely independent code base, and it's operating off of a Gemini API key sourcing from 2 sources. So there is literally no link to any OpenClaw setup of mine. So I have a feeling once you go down that path, you're not gonna, it's just gonna give you placeholder stuff. There's no way it'll give you my environment details. Thank you for the heads up, but there's just no way. That's impossible. And I hope I'm right. I hope I'm not wrong there, but I do need to address the super base issue on something else though. Should be good for now. I'll do that tomorrow morning. I like it. So we're adding that to the playlist. And let's call this kind of chill and jazz style. Call that one beats. Yeah, I think if anything, Peter, one thing you're helping me discover is if anyone does try to prompt our build feature or help feature this way, like these are just, their schema description strings is from what I'm seeing here. I have tried to pull data, I've tried to expose data, and it's not feeding me anything. So, well, anything that's actually mine, right? Yeah. But hey, thanks. And let me know if I am wrong for some reason, but I really don't, I think if anything, I need to put a blocker in place so that people aren't even entertained with the thought of it. Well, yeah, you can waste the tokens for the Gemini API, right? That's associated with it. So I think one thing we'll have to do is set up a rate limit feature for that Gemini API. Yeah, so thank you for bringing this to my attention. I think it's just a matter of, I'm going to create a new API key, and then we're going to add in some blockers with these chat features, because the chat features are meant to help you, right? And if somebody goes down the path of trying to exploit it, we essentially ban that IP, I think is the solution. So I'm literally taking action on that right now. Yeah, I tried to expose, let me know if you can get that Gemini API key. I couldn't expose it, but I'm also maybe not the best person to test that. But I think what we'll just do is just exit out completely until we harden this. No, so clawcrib.com isn't run by an OC agent. That was built in the CLI. It has no connection to any OC agent. It is referencing what it knows about OpenClaw. So I'm wondering, it's not operating off of there's no JSON connected to it, controlling it. There's no agents controlling it, right? This was all built in the CLI. That's why I believe it's just related to the source documentation that its responses are based off of. Does that make sense? So I have a feeling it's also possibly hallucinating. But I think step one, what we're going to do is first, just for peace of mind, I'm going to generate a new Gemini API key that powers clawcrib.com. And then we're going to add some blockers in place. That way, if somebody tries going down the path of doing what you're doing, you just get insta-banned. Right? So thank you for discovering this. I didn't think about this possibility. It was my hope that nobody would try to do it, but I love that you're trying to do it from the perspective of being helpful, right? That is awesome. So I think I'm not going to disable it yet, right? I'm going to disable it shortly. But we are doing some abuse detection, some rate limiting. So we're going to do requests per minute, requests per hour based on IP. We're going to escalate bans based off of certain criteria here. I don't want to show this on screen, forgive me. What else are we setting here? I think we should actually increase that. And let's go back to, where was I? There we are. Let's generate muffled jazz cafe, huh? Let's try that. Yeah, no, this is, I guess this is one of the negatives with kind of vibe coding in public like this is I don't go through all those normal steps because I'm so focused on just deploying something, even if it's beta, even if it's, first draft, to where I wouldn't go through my normal procedure of security hardening. Like I did run a security audit with Codex, but I believe it's hallucinating, right? I don't think what you're seeing is mine. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, I really don't think what you're seeing is mine. because it has no reference to my OC. It's just impossible. It's absolutely impossible with the way I built this and how I built it disconnected from OpenClaw. So I have to update that key there and that key there. But yeah, no, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Can my OpenClaw intern at your OpenClaw business just for training purposes? That'd be a fun use case to implement, to incorporate with a new OC setup. I would not allow that type of connection to my main setup though. No, not a chance. I wouldn't risk my operations. But not to say I wouldn't do that with a fresh setup. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go a little bit more strict here on the rate limiting as well. Let's go to Clawcrib. This is actually a blessing in disguise too, because I was gonna create separate projects for it anyway. So let's create a new API key under the Clawcrib account so that billing is separate now, so I can kind of get an idea of how much this is gonna cost me month by month after the first month. So clawcrib.com, restrict key should only be generative. Muffled Jazz Cafe. Let's go check this out. Yeah, so that's exactly it, right? The build and the help features only reference docs.openclaw.ai as well as the GitHub repository for OpenClaw. So thanks for the clarification, Ryan. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah, you made me had to really think about like how I built out that code base, and it's just impossible. Like I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't expose my setup like that. So that's hilarious though. We are going to make some changes though. I'm rate limiting things. I'm setting certain rules where if certain commands get called, you get a temporary ban put on your IP. So thank you for this. This is man, I can't say how much I appreciate you guys. Okay. I can test it locally, but let me first finish creating this new API key under a new billing account so that now it's not just all co-located under Clearmud. All my image generation that I do on a weekly basis, all my other API keys, like it's skewed, right? My monthly budget or monthly expenses are skewed because it's all under one project, which I hate. So thank you for this. I'm creating a separate billing account for Clawcrib right now, and I'll be able to properly see how much it's going to cost me to keep this thing running. Let's see. Keep restrict selected. Generative language API. That's what I thought. Generative. Am I? Can I not spell? Apparently not. I think I have to enable that. Enable generative. Bro, what? I just can't spell right now. Maybe I'm just too hungry. What time is it? 7:15. Okay, that's Gemini API. All right, so Clearmud is going to be probably down for a few hours. I'm about to delete that old API key, and I'm just going to run a few tests, make sure the budget's set up correctly. So I'm going to call that Clearmud production. We'll just call it prod. Restrict generative. Why isn't that populating properly? Do I have to refresh this whole thing? Okay. One more time. There it is. Yeah, I just had to do a hard refresh. Duh. Clearmud prod. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. So let me go to that original project, delete that API key. All right. Nice. This is also an opportunity. I'm going to have to create a separate one for prompt browser as well. That way we can truly see how much each site is pulling in credits, or rather in token cost. Okay. All right. Deleting Clearmud. Well, I'll get that back up shortly. I do want to eat some dinner here pretty soon, but I want to test to make sure it is broken. The credential will be deleted immediately. Got it. Delete. Delete. Make sure it's broken. Okay. Yeah, okay, failed to generate response. So I'll get that up and running properly, and then we're essentially deploying some rate limiting features, some prompt injection, kind of like abuse detection, right? Anybody that tries to command inject, through the chat, you'll be banned. It won't be permanent, right? It'll kind of be rolling. It'll do it in intervals. As far as I think it looks like it's setting it 30 minutes versus 2 hours versus a day versus 2 days. Then there is a permaban option that will just permaban your IP if you get flagged too many times. So this is great, man. Thank you. You're helping me improve that website. But I'm happy that yeah, I was trying to think of like how it would have a connection to my setup, and there's literally no possible explanation for that. So, yeah, no, great. Awesome. Well, thanks again, Peter and Ryan, for testing. It's going to be offline for a few hours. I'll finish that Google Cloud account here shortly. But I think that's a great place to end it. It's been a solid, and it looks like my camera died too. So I'm not even going to replace the camera. I just want to say thank you to everybody for tuning into this live stream. Hope everyone has a great rest of the week. Have a great weekend. And we'll catch you next week. We'll be back at it on Monday with an Ideation Monday where we're actually going to work on Clawcrib as well. So I'll go through and pin. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Sharma. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Peter. Really, thank you. Really appreciate you. Thank you, Gob. Thank you, Sky. Thank you, Benny. Thank you, Derek. Let's see, how far can I scroll? Thanks, Greek. Thanks for gifting all those subs. Thanks, Tracy, for stopping by. Appreciate you for following along on the channel. I don't know what this null reference. Oh, that was somebody Greek gifted a membership to. That's hella funny. And that's where my chat cuts off. So, yeah. That's actually a great idea, Ryan. Hold up. I'm screenshotting this comment in general because this might be something fun to do in general. Oh, that's great, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Sharma. Yeah, hope everyone has a great rest of their week. Have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Don't forget to go and touch some grass. I'm going to be doing the same, going to the beach. Going to disconnect for at least 24 hours here. So wishing you all the best. Happy building.